It's a legal sense gratification that will gradually lead us towards transcendence and spiritual elevation. On the other hand, there's things like illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, and meat eating. These are also certainly sense gratification, but these are not authorized by Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So when our Kardama Muni is being preached to by Swayambhuva Manu, and when Srila Prabhupada is saying, anyone who gets an object of sense gratification without endeavor should not refuse to accept it, it doesn't mean that we accept anything and everything, right? It's not an open license. One time, a friend of mine was on Padayatra in India, and he was coming close to the Himalayas. And he used to, before he joined ISKCON, he used to like smoking ganja. So near the Himalayas in northern India, ganja grows wild. And they passed through a ganja field, and he saw all this like 6-foot-high ganja plants with big flowers dripping with resin, and he got enamored. It's come of its own accord. It's Krishna's mercy, Prabhu. And needless to say, it led to a lot of difficulty for my friend. So we have to be very careful about this. Some sense gratification is licensable, it's valid, it can be used in Krishna's service, and some sense gratification should be carefully avoided. So, how do we know if we're offered something that seems to be coming of its own accord? How do we know if it's Krishna's plan or if it's Maya's plan? Right? So, one aspect, like I mentioned, is Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. That if it's against the scriptural injunctions, it's definitely Maya. And if it's according to the scriptures and Guru and Sadhus, it may be Krishna's plan. One time, one devotee came to Srila Prabhupada and said, Srila Prabhupada, I had a dream last night that you said I could take LSD for self-realization. And Srila Prabhupada said, that wasn't me in your dream. Which leads us to the second point, that we should be consulting. We should be consulting with the senior devotees. If Diksha Guru is available for consultation, that's wonderful. Otherwise, Shiksha Gurus, senior devotees in the community, we should seek the guidance of others. This is very, very important. And also, careful introspection and not making spontaneous decisions. That being said, sometimes Krishna's mercy does present itself on its own accord. An example from my life is in 1993, I was in Sri Mayapur Dham. I was a new devotee, 1 year in ISKCON. My name was Bhakta Eric at that time, and I was serving His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj and his team in Delhi. We were preparing for the centennial. I was serving His Grace Radharaman Das Brahmachari, now Radharaman Swami. And just a couple of days before Gaur Purnima, Radharaman Prabhu, now Maharaj, came to me and he said, if you want, I will recommend you for initiation, and you can get initiated on Gaur Purnima, just the day after tomorrow. And I was very surprised. I was kind of shocked. I wasn't expecting this kind of offer, and it seemed very, very fast. And I was confused what to do. And at that time, I had a few different gurus in mind. I was guru shopping. Excuse me? Lay-by. Yeah. Okay, they give it to you and you pay them later? Oh, they put it on the side. Oh, so you're suggesting I could have compromised and said, can I accept your offer after considering it for some time? Right? Is that your proposal? Yeah. Few gurus in mind? You're also guru shopping? Okay. Are you going to try lay-by? Okay. Can I come back to this after I tell my story? Thank you so much. No, thank you. I learned something new today. I didn't know about lay-by. So, I was a little bit shocked. I didn't know what to do. And I asked a few friends. Some of them said, yeah, you should go for it. He's a great sadhu. And some of them said, maybe it's better to wait like this. And after some meditation, and I spoke with Maharaj and we discussed it, and then I was thinking, this is an opportunity of a lifetime, to have an opportunity for initiation. So then I said, I should get off the mental platform and just go for it. So I fell at Maharaj's feet and I begged him to initiate me, and I got the recommendation, and 2 days later I was initiated as Ekalavya Das Brahmachari. Haribol. And it was the best decision I ever made in my life. So I was very, very happy. So sometimes something, it comes of its own accord, but it's Krishna's mercy. Especially in this case of Swayambhuva Manu and Kardama, because Kardama Muni had been praying for a wife. He'd been praying for a wife. And it's interestingly mentioned by Srila Prabhupada in the purport today that Prabhupada writes, Kardama Muni was not meant for sense gratification, yet he aspired to marry and prayed to the Lord for a suitable wife. This was known to Swayambhuva Manu. So this is some new information here that we haven't come across in this chapter yet, that actually Kardama Muni had prayed for a wife. We knew that, but we didn't know that Swayambhuva Manu knew about Kardama Muni's prayer. So this is very interesting. I don't want to speculate on how did Swayambhuva Manu know that Kardama Muni had prayed. Maybe our acharyas are mentioning it in some of their purports that I'm not aware of. Perhaps someone here knows. But it's very interesting that Kardama Muni, he knew, his prayer was known by Swayambhuva Manu. And Swayambhuva Manu is like leveraging this. He wants his daughter to be married to Kardama Muni. And so he's trying to convince Kardama Muni to accept. The girl is right here. She's come of her own accord. Please accept her. So this is sum and substance of today's verse. To deny an offering that has come of itself is not commendable, even for one absolutely free from all attachment, much less one addicted to sensual pleasure. So Kardama Muni is his arm is being a bit twisted by Swayambhuva Manu. Please accept my daughter, like this. So I'm going to stop here and I'll ask if there are any comments or questions. Yes, Prabhu.
Pancha,
Pankajangri?
Pankajangri, sorry, Prabhu, when he was visiting Australia many years ago, and Brahmachari, and a lady I know the story firsthand, went to him and said, I'd love to marry you. And he declined so humbly. First of all, because I guess it didn't go with his ashram and his intentions, and like you said, but the humility with which he declined was so sweet that it was not taken as an offense. And I was thinking, I don't know if you have tips as to how to deny when an offering comes up itself, and we know that it doesn't resonate or it's not suitable or whatever it is. How to... Some people I know accept something and then somehow or other give it back in some way or pass it on to someone. Or I don't know if you've been in situations, but just tips as to how to deny gracefully.
How to decline an offer gracefully?
Yeah.
First of all, I can suggest say no with a smile. Right? That's the basic understanding. I generally use this mantra. I always start with, thank you very much for your kind offer, right? Or, I'm very much grateful to you for your kind offer. And then you can use the layaway plan, right? Lay-by plan, and say, would you mind, it's such a wonderful offer. Would you mind if I think over for some time and think about it? And generally people always say, yes, go ahead, take your time. And I spent the past 33 years based in India. And in India, people have a culture that they don't want to say anything unpleasant, right? So you can leverage that strategy. They'll come back to you in a couple of days. Have you thought about it? I'm still thinking. Can I have a few more days to think? Right? And then if you postpone it a few times like that, then eventually they'll figure it out. You don't have to tell them no, but they figure it out that you're not interested. Okay? That's the avoidance strategy. Okay? I'm born in the USA, in New York. It's a different strategy. So that's, again, no with a smile. You can be direct with them, and that doesn't waste their time also. You can see what kind of person they're like, what's going to work for them. Keeping in the mood, a devotee is Suridam Sarva Bhutanam. The devotee is a best friend of all living entities. The devotee is always someone's well-wisher. So Satyam Bruyat Priyam Bruyat. The word should be truthful, and the word should be pleasant. Satyam, truthful. Priyam, pleasant. So speak pleasing with people, even if you're declining, and when you decline, do so with a smile. Does that answer your question? You can say no. With a smile, yeah. Thank you so much. Can we have some other devotee who would like to contribute? Yes. And then we can try to understand the lay-by plan. Okay, we'll come to you next. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for the wonderful class, Maharaj.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, you comment on your friend who had a dream of Prabhupada, who allowed him to, who said it's okay to take LSD for realization. Mm-hmm. And I was told that except the dream about Guru and deities and Krishna and Prabhupada, all other dreams are just mental concoction. But like your friend's case, it can be sometimes confusing. So how can you interpret our dream, and how can you draw real meaning of the dream? Because I also still want to believe that those dreams are real.
Thank you so much for your kind question. Let me see if I understand your question properly. You're asking that, how do we understand if a dream we have of Krishna or Prabhupada or the spiritual master or Vaishnavas, how do we know if the instructions we receive in that dream is accurate or not? Is that your question? Yes, okay, good. So, when it comes to a point where we receive an instruction that is against the principles of the scriptures, of the Shastras, then a red flag should go up, an alarm should go off, like, We have to be alert and careful, because ultimately our bottom line is Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. And Guru and Sadhu, they have to agree with scripture, with Shastra. So if it's not matching with scripture, then we should have a very, very strong doubt about the situation. And then we can confirm with other senior Vaishnavis that are with us now, that we can consult with them. Does that answer your question? Okay, yes, thank you so much. Can you pass her the microphone, please? You wanted to ask me about lay-by plans and finding a guru. You wanted to ask about finding a spiritual master.
Prabhu, Maharaj, sorry. You did say that you were doing guru shopping.
Mm-hmm.
So can you, and someone offered you.
Yeah,
to
I
be-
got an offer.
Yeah, you had a good offer.
I had a good offer. I took the offer, and happy I took the offer.
Yes, I have a couple of,
You have some offers?
it was not an offer, but it was a suggestion.
Okay.
So how do you know if that's the right guru for you? And you said, you did guru shopping, and you had a few in mind.
Let me see if I can understand your question properly. You're asking, how do you know who is the right guru for you? Yes? So, that's a very important point, the right guru for you. Because what is right for you may be different for someone else. And what is important for you, other things may be important for others. The one aspect that's important for everyone is evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo vidahu sa kala neha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. This is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text number 2. This is a very important verse. Please go and look at it more carefully after the class. Chapter 4, text number 2. It talks about parampara. Have you heard this expression before, parampara? Parampara means the line, the chain of disciplic succession. From guru to disciple, from disciple becomes a guru, and then it has a disciple. That disciple becomes a guru. He teaches his disciple. That disciple becomes a guru. He teaches his disciple. Like this, the knowledge has been passed on from Krishna to Arjuna and down the line. More than 30 generations till we come to Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada's disciples, and now grand disciples, disciples of Srila Prabhupada, are also acting as guru. They're performing that service. So you want to have a guru who's in parampara, connected to Srila Prabhupada. And the most important connection is by instruction, by shiksha. The instructions of Krishna to Arjuna should be the same instructions that are coming from the guru to us, to the disciple. And as members of ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, we want our instructions to be flavored with the same mood of Srila Prabhupada. So we want to have a guru who transmit the same mood that Srila Prabhupada has given us. And that is a mood of your ever well-wisher, the mood of compassion, the mood of distribution of knowledge. Even at personal sacrifice, Srila Prabhupada crossed the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, had 2 heart attacks on the ship, almost died, but he did it to distribute Krishna consciousness to the world. Tomorrow is the disappearance day of Srila Ramanuja Acharya. Srila Ramanuja Acharya ki jai. So there's a famous story about Ramanuja Acharya. His guru gave him a mantra and said, if you chant this mantra, you'll be free from material existence. But don't share this mantra with anyone. If you share this mantra, you'll go to hell. So Ramanuja was thinking that this is such a great mantra. I can get liberated. Why I should keep it to myself? I don't care if I go to hell. Let me give this mantra to everyone. He climbed the highest temple in the village, and he shouted out, everyone, please come, please come. Hear this mantra. This mantra will liberate you from material existence. And hundreds of people began to gather around. And he said, everyone, please repeat after me. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. And everyone was in ecstasy chanting this mantra, and the mantra sound was tumultuous. It could be heard for miles around, including heard by his guru. So the guru was furious. He called Ramanuja. Ramanuja, you rascal, you're going to go to hell for this. And Ramanuja fell at the feet of his guru and said, Gurudev, you're so merciful. You gave me this mantra, and I was feeling that with the potency of your mantra, everyone could be liberated. And if I have to go to hell for this, so be it. And the guru's heart was melted. And he said, actually, you are right. You are my guru. And then Ramanuja again fell at his feet, said, no, Gurudev, you're always my guru. Please give me your blessings. So we want this mood. This is the mood of Srila Prabhupada, the mood of Ramanuja, to distribute love for Krishna, even at personal sacrifice. So we should examine the behavior and the character of our proposed guru and see if this is their mood. Are they dedicated to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada? Do they have Srila Prabhupada's mood of distribution of Krishna consciousness, even at the expense of personal hardships? Does this answer your question? Thank you very much. We'll stop here. This is my last Srimad Bhagavatam class during this visit. Thank you all for coming to my classes and giving me the opportunity to associate with all of you in this wonderful setting of Sri Sri Radha Govardhan Dhari's Mandir and presence of Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. And I have some Nisinga oil and Jal water from the Kumbh Mela for anyone who's interested. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Swami will also be giving a talk this afternoon at 2 p.m. down at the Lotus Pod, down at the village. So everyone's welcome. 2 o'clock down at the Lotus Pod. And also again at 4:30 in town at Rupa Raghunath's house. So all welcome to both of those events today.